What is up, guys? My name is BobaTalks and welcome to this special, Gotham Season 4 video. And I say special because a lot of you guys have been asking me to cover all the stuff we have seen in terms of Jerome's storyline, or should I say the birth of the Joker, going up to around the filming of episode 20 or 21. I think that's where they're filming around now, and Cameron Monaghan, I believe, is still filming. But obviously, this video is going to be kind of my speculations or predictions as to what's going to happen with the fate of Jerome Valesco, or should I say the birth of the Joker, or whatever the heck is going on there. I haven't got any notes. This is kind of off of the top of my head, and I've got a few like reference images on my screen over there that I'm going to have to click and back and forth in between because this video will contain some spoilers. Now, before I go on and talk about all of that, this is the spoiler warning. Obviously, guys, I don't want to be definitively spoiled about what happens in the show. I don't want to know exactly how it's going to happen. I do not want to see any images or videos of exactly how things are going to go down between the fate of Jerome or just anything around that part of Gotham Season 4. However, I will be showing images that show, I guess you would say, spoilers, because obviously the episodes aren't out yet, you know, but I will say is they're not mega spoilers. For example, you don't just see Jerome there, some guy Instagramming it, and he's becoming the Joker. There's no spoilers like that. This is more just me connecting the dots of what we have kind of, or what has been kind of leaked, if you will. So take that as you will. I hope that comforts some of you into still watching this video. As I said myself, I do not really I'm not one for looking over and spoiling everything for myself for all the episodes to come. These are just more a couple of glimpses, even teasers that Cameron's given us himself, and then I'm just like, I wonder how this will happen. So that's kind of what this video is about. But also, this is kind of a video about, for some of you who are freaking out there about some of these images, you're like, oh my god, what's going on? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? And I'm just here to give you my take. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. I know that was a little, you know, blurb of like stuff to say, but however, it's important because you get some people in the comment section who just go freaking crazy and just like, you didn't tell me this. So with that warning out of the way, and also I just want to say I'm sorry if this video goes blurry because my camera is on autofocus. We got all these things in the background and it keeps focusing on different things. Hopefully it won't. I can't be bothered to do manual focus at the minute, but I'll get there one day. But if you go on to like this video, guys, do go and click that like button around somewhere down there. Subscribe if you're new to this channel for more Gotham stuff like this, because you can trust me, you know, I'm your dude for keeping up with stuff this season. So let's kind of start towards the beginnings of everything that is going on in terms of what I'm thinking, because, you know, there's still some miscommunication out there. I still get comments on my Not the Joker ? Video to this day, even though I just wish people looked at the upload date of some videos sometimes, but I guess you know, some people just don't. But let me get one thing straight. I think that Cameron Monaghan is going to be playing Gotham's Joker. Now, you know, there's different things that come into this, whether you're looking at Cameron's tweets and he's saying someone can still be something or us not being something. I truly believe in what he said there. He kind of did a riddle on Twitter. Sorry, put out a riddle on Twitter because people were... This goes back to the whole blowing up thing where David Mazouz said in an interview with Discussing Films that Jerome definitely is not the Joker. He's more of an inspiration. Cameron has said himself that it's not an inspiration. I would say it's more a birth. And then, you know, I guess you guys, if you're watching this video, know what I'm on about. People freaked out on Twitter. He said he confirms he's not a Joker. But this is where this bit stands with me, and I know I'm talking in a bit of weird tongue right now, but I think that yes, Jerome Valesco isn't the Joker, but Cameron Monaghan, the actor, is still going to be playing the guy we want him to play, because you get people kicking off left, right, center. I think I went right, left. Anyway, of people being like, oh, Gotham, the showrunners are absolute bastards. How could they not make the guy who's the perfect casting for the Joker not the Joker? And I completely agree, but the thing is, guys, I think he is. For those of you who are still complaining and bitching at the showrunners or the writers, please stop, because I think he will be the Joker. Now, when the episode comes and all that, it really is like a bad decision, which I think we can all agree on. If that doesn't go the way it should be, then yeah, you can complain about it. But right now, we haven't got any of that. Now, how could Cameron Monaghan still be the Joker if Jerome Valesco isn't a Joker and that's the character he plays? Well, that is the question, right? And in this video, we are looking at quite a few images of filming that has been taking place from definitely episode 18 upwards, and they are quite teasing as to what might happen. And don't forget, guys, the birth of the Joker is coming towards the end of this season, and I definitely think that's what these images are depicting. I'm going to try and connect the dots, but there are some things that have stumbled me, and I'm thinking, but okay, this is this happening, but then again, I'm just like, wait, how does this work? So maybe we can try and speculate it together, but at the same time, we don't want to go too, on the head, because then we might be like, oh, that's what we thought would happen, because we're diving too much into it, and then that takes the fun out of things. But this is kind of the extent to spoilery territory I'll go with stuff like this, because I don't want to take all the fun out of it. I don't think, people like Cameron Monaghan or anyone would want us to do beyond what we're doing right now, because it takes the fun out of it. So one thing we do know, and now this is very, very old news, and I'm not going to cover this really in the video, but, Jerome Valeska is in Arkham Asylum, Penguin's in there, they're both going to make an alliance, and there's going to be, they're eventually going to get out. I think Robin Lord Taylor might do his own stuff. The Penguin's going to do a bit of his own stuff, but primarily Jerome Valeska, and this is some good news to some of you guys, he is basically in the whole half of the second season, and they're still filming right now with Cameron Monaghan, and they're filming up to the finale soon. So that's a good thing. I don't think he's going to be in every single episode, but he's going to be in more than 3. Gotham have already said this year that they want an explosive cliffhanger of a finale, so I think that would definitely be the Joker birth kind of related stuff that will make people want that season 5, which will help the renewal and stuff like that. Makes sense, it's smart. I would probably do the same if I was worried about getting renewed and stuff. Plus, cliffhangers work sometimes. So beginning predictions for me there is, they're going to get out of Arkham. I don't really want to get into too specific of how that's going to happen, but there's going to be a massive, villains team up. We're talking Scarecrow, Mr. Freeze, Jerome Valeska, all them lot. Like, it's going to be a disaster for Gotham and the GCPD and Jim Gordon. And when I'm swaying my coffee cup in the video around and around, I've got some reporting to do as well. So in some of these photos, guys, we can see that the Jerome cult is back. Now, I'm kind of going from front to back here in terms of order, but there's lots of this ha 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 graffiti around with the eyes. But the one important thing to note that is literally littered everywhere in Gotham is that one of the eyes has a tear by it. And now this is because it's coming out more and more and more in these photos that it appears that Jerome Valeska is going to die. Now, really? Are they going to do that again? I don't necessarily think so. Or if he does, it's going to be in a way that it doesn't actually happen, or does he die, or was it a fake kind of thing? I don't know. This is what I mean. I'm not trying to nail it really on the head here. But from this picture right here, now this came out a little while ago, you can see that Jerome Valeska is in the clothes that he teased a little while ago on Instagram as well, which is kind of that jacket. He's got a green waistcoat underneath, I believe. He's wearing his white posh shoes, his trousers and stuff, and he's holding his arms out like that as if he's about to fall off over the edge. Now, the next bit is going to scare some people. The photos that are attached to this, and I believe related in the filming, or might even been, filming at the exact same time or after this, is that I think Jerome Valeska will fall and hit this car right here, and that is where he might die after being chased to the rooftop, either by Bruce the Vigilante with Gordon, something like that, pushed to the very edge, and he falls, and then he might die, springing on the whole Jerome cult everywhere, which have already by this time in the season potentially have been running around with the villains, with Jerome's inspiration, going crazy, vandalizing the GCPD, but now they might be mourning the death of their beloved leader, Jerome Valeska, because as we can see, there's now one difference to that graffiti with the teardrop coming from the eye, and this can be seen in multiple different photos from multiple different followers. Now, I could have actually made a video on this around the time when this came out, because this isn't new. I think this is a week or 2 old or so, but I wanted to wait a little bit more, and I guess I wanted to wait because my first initial reaction was like, what the hell? They're blatantly killing Jerome Valeska again. And this is how I guess he's going to be the inspiration. He's going to die in some grand fall. They would have given him some more tributes to the Joker, with the waistcoat and the traditional kind of Arkham-y Joker-y coat with the cut V at the end of the back. I don't know the proper name for that right now. But yeah, but this isn't the case because, well, I kind of didn't want to believe it. I was like, really? Are they going to kill Cameron Monaghan off again? This is just going to drive fans insane. And then to add fuel to the fire, we see that the Jerome cult is bringing a casket attached to a car. And as you can see in the photos that should be popping up, I guess, on the screen around now. And they're bringing this into the vandalized GCPD. And what does this kind of hint to us, I'm guessing, is that Jerome Valeska is in it, and this is their beloved leader, and they're like, shit, our leader's dead, let's, I don't know, take him through the city and put him in the GCPD, I guess. And also, obviously, this ties into what I was talking about a second ago, with the cult members with the ha 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 face on their back with the tear. It looks like everyone's mourning the death of their beloved leader. Now, I have no idea what this photo means. It's uploaded by Edwardian's Auto. I think it's since been deleted. But we can see the casket, obviously, that gets brought into GCPD by the Jerome cult, and we get to see inside the casket. Now, I don't know if this is just what they filled it up with in the meantime, or if, I don't know, but obviously, I think Jerome's body is meant to be in there, or appearing to be in there. But in this behind-the-scenes photo, we can see there's like a load of beer bottles, or just a load of bottles. Now, as I said, these could just be placed in there for no reason in particular. Just, it's not like Cameron Monaghan's gonna freaking lie in there whilst they're doing all this stuff. So I can't tell you guys if he's meant to be dead, actually dead in the episode when this is happening, or pretending to be dead, or if actually the Jerome cult are doing this massive plan and bringing in, or faking it, you know, in this whole, this could lead in, I'll get into this later, but this could lead into the whole Jerome Reborn Joker birth thing. And obviously they're bringing this casket into the clearly vandalized GCPD, which you can see in the background there. The freaking caption of this photo is, "Why so serious?" And yeah, as I said, it's probably been deleted by now, and I think it has been. And there's a load of bottles in there. So yeah, bottom line, I don't know if this is just actually meant to be in the episode. You know, when they open it, there's going to be a load of bottles in there, and that's meant to be a part of this big prank in the episode, and Jerome still is actually alive. I'll leave that up to you guys, but as I said, I'll talk more about this actual casket in the GCPD in a minute, because I think it has to do with this whole Joker birth thing that is actually happening this season. We are apparently getting the birth of the Joker in Gotham. So at this point of the video, some of you are probably thinking, you know, F my life, you know, rage quit, Jerome Valeska, they're killing him again. But this is where an interesting thing happened that somebody captured, and I'll leave credit probably on screen or in the description below to the video. I just can't think of it on the top of my head right now, but credit is where credit is due. We see Cameron Monaghan walk out of, I'm guessing a set location, could be anywhere, in a purple suit, seeming very much so alive. And the key thing here being in a very, very purplish suit, in his posh shoes, and it looks like he's wearing green underneath. Now, this is, I believe this happened after the whole casket thing, and I believe Cameron Monaghan is still on set, more or less now, or I don't know, obviously right now, but as you can see, this is all happening afterwards, and he's still there. And now this is where it gets interesting. Now, the good thing we can celebrate here is Cameron Monaghan, who's meant to be our Joker, is in a flipping purple suit. Like, that is... Now, this is where you get all the people saying, oh my god, look how pale he is here. And apparently the person who filmed this said he had red lips and very pale makeup. But all I'm going to say is, I'm going to take it at face value. He's in the freaking light right here. Of course he will look pale. I'm not taking that as jokery at all right now. Some people saying they can't see the scars on his face. And at first that kind of got me excited. It's like, is this the clone theory? Or, you know... The fact I knew I was right anyway, and I'm sure I will be, and I'm not being cocky, but I know, or at least feel very good about that Cameron Monaghan will be playing the Joker. So I thought to myself, okay, so Jerome did die maybe, in terms of what I was talking about earlier when he's on the side of the roof, fell on the car, the casket, and could this be our Joker, but still Cameron Monaghan, clone theory, God knows what else theory. But I am very confident that he still has the scars on his face. I've looked at it in Photoshop, and I saw it anyway on my phone, but I don't think people were looking at it close enough. This is a still taken from a video anyway, but if you look very, very closely, you can see the scars around here on his face. You can't see the smile scar or anything like that, but if you enhance contrast or whatever and brightness a bit, you can see those scars are still there. So this makes things even more interesting, because the fact that it's still our scarred Jerome means that technically is Jerome, and this leads me more towards the rebirth idea of Jerome Valeska being the Joker, still being actually the same person and not actually a copycat or just a clone, which could still be considered a copycat, even if it was Cameron Monaghan. As I said at the beginning of the video, we've got all this juicy stuff, all these juicy teasers, but I feel like no definitive way of knowing what's going to go on, which I'm personally happy about. But this stuff just kind of keeps me very excited, and at least reassures some of the very, very scared people, I feel. Anyway, I could be wrong at the end of the day all about this, but I extremely doubt it, because at this time, it seems that Cameron Monaghan is still very much so the character we're hoping he will be, the Joker, and I'm very confident he will be. But we've got all these new things in the mix now, and I just want to add the context of David Mazouz and what they said to discussing films, is that the birth of the Joker is one of the best things that Gotham have ever done. And also we have to take into account what Cameron Monaghan has said in terms of how they're kind of keeping comic book originality, but also mixing it up with new source material, I guess, and that is not a direct quote. But that is what Gotham does, and we've seen that many occasions. I do not need to say it now, but, you know, doing something traditional like Batman, keeping the element there, but changing some things up. And obviously the Joker is something you can do with that. And we've got some teasers now. It seems that, or it appears that Jerome Valeska is going to fall off that roof. It seems as though the Jerome cult believe he is dead, or he might actually be dead. He 100% gets carried, or the casket 100% gets carried into the GCPD, which by this point has been completely vandalized by the Jerome cult. The Jerome cult logo now has a tear about it, just showing that they're grieving for their leaders. So it definitely looks to me that at least the Jerome cult are completely fooled or are completely under belief that their leader Jerome Valeska is dead. Like, they probably all saw him fall off that roof, smack that car. And this leads me to now think logically, like, maybe he is dead then, like, for a little bit of time. Now, if he does actually die, I'm not so sure how I feel about that, because, and I'm saying the temporary death, because I think he will come back again. And when he would come back, he might come back as the Joker, because as we see in this clip here, or should I say this still from the clip, he walks out in a purple suit. It seems like a green undercoat and apparently rumored red lips, pale skin. But I still think, and I think it's pretty obvious that he's still got the scars. So to me, that seems like it is the same person. So what is going on here? Does Jerome die? If he does die, is this the same person who walks out in a purple suit? Is that the same person? And if that is the same person, is the rebirth actually more the fact, and so it's presented to us in the case of that this is still Jerome Valeska's body, but because he died and how he got reborn, he then becomes reborn as the Joker. I'm not sure. This is where I feel like it wasn't mega spoiler filled, because we still don't know exactly how this is going down. We've just got teasers of storylines. Either way, just seeing that purple suited Cameron Monaghan video or the photo does make me think that that is the version of the Joker they're going to introduce to us. That might even be him as the Joker now on set of Gotham. So yeah, I guess, and I don't know this, but I'm taking it as that is the case, and I am happy that we are getting Cameron Monaghan as a Joker, and it's what I've been saying for the longest time. But I'm just now wondering as to the fine details of it. It definitely does play in line with what Cameron Monaghan said in terms of how, and I'm paraphrasing the quote here, like, someone can still be something or, like, be something else at the same time. So, like, he was saying how Jerome, or, like, him, when he was tweeting this out, can be the Joker but not Jerome, or he still is the Joker, or he still is Jerome but not the Joker. They are basically more or less the same thing. Or like it's as I said, or how I dissected it, in terms of how he's still playing the Joker, but that doesn't mean that Jerome Valeska is the Joker, which is also the character he was playing. I don't know, guys. I would love to know. How do you think this plays out? Since I think he's still got the scars on his face with that purple suit on, I still think that it is the original body potentially. But if he does die, how would he get brought back to life? That is the interesting thing. I really hope they don't use the Lazarus Pit. It would work, but you could argue, because they could bring him back and Lazarus Pit, for example, and I really don't have any merit to this theory, but the Lazarus Pit can make you more mad as well, so he could be reborn as the Joker, but technically the old person Jerome left behind. I don't know. Either way, all this is now filming, I believe, from episode 19, 20 onwards. So I think this will all tie into the season finale and the explosive, apparently rumored season finale we're going to get, which will leave us gasping for more, apparently, with season 5. And apparently, Jerome's story definitely does bleed into what they have planned for season 5. Apparently, the Joker ripple effects will definitely blend over. And then I guess the fact that they've added him in so many more episodes, like season 4 got renewed and he was only in 3 episodes at the beginning of the second half. This time I'm very confident about the renewal. I've done a whole video on it anyway, but he's going to be up until the tail end of season 4. So, you know, I think, you know, Gotham's definitely going to get renewed. It's going to be explosive this year, especially with the fact that they've got the whole downfall of Jerome Valeska, or should I say rise of Jerome Valeska, but also the birth and rise of the Joker. It's just going to be freaking absolutely explosively insane. But my very, very last thoughts on this in the video is, I don't know how they're exactly going to turn Jerome Valeska into Joker, because as I said, we've seen the photo, he's got the scars still. I believe he's still got the scars when he's in the purple suit. Does that purple suited Cameron, you know, is he playing the Joker there and then when he was on set or walking in between sets? If that is the case and he's still got the scars, does that mean that is Jerome's body? And does that rule out any other theory that it isn't the clone? It definitely isn't a copycat. We aren't getting another Joker. And if it is the original body, which we've been seeing this whole time with the scars, you know, because he cut his face off last season, blah, 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 then what rebirths him into the Joker? Does he just don himself the Joker? You know, because that, I feel, would be a bit lackluster. I've always struggled to see, and I've voiced this before, how he would become the Joker, or like, is he just going to give himself the name? Because traditionally, you could say the chemical vat gave this man, a normal, ordinary man, madness, and the Joker name, his madness in general. But Jerome Valeska had all these things beforehand. The only thing he was missing, quite literally, since they've done the smile now and everything, was makeup and green hair. So how are they going to give that to Cameron after seeing all this now? Is he actually going to die? And if so, what brings him back to life? Because that would definitely answer, I guess, the rebirth. And what would bring him into the Joker. But I don't know. It seems like he'll fall off that roof, smack into that car, all that was faked, and he just pops out. I don't know. This is the thing. I can't add this final piece. What makes that Jerome Valeska body rebirth into the Joker? Or like, as Cameron Monaghan still playing that purple-suited Joker, which I believe is the purple-suited Joker we're going to see at the very end of Gotham Season 4. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. This has been a long video as usual. I know I blabber on a lot, but it's one of those ones I guess you could just listen to as a podcast, I suppose. If you enjoyed this video, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like on it, as it really does show your support for the channel. As I said at the beginning of this video as well, I don't think that this was mega spoilery. I think I definitely depicted the rest of the video at the beginning of this video, just saying we're going to see some teasers, but we still don't know exactly how things go down. So if you want to contribute to that, let me know your ideas in the comment section down below, and I'm looking forward to hearing all of them, as I do read every single comment, guys. I just might not be able to reply to all of them, but I'll try my best. If you want to stay a little bit more up to date with me personally, you can do so by following me on Twitter. That is my most active social media. The links will be popping up on the screen around here or in the description below. Feel free to check out my Patreon page. And I believe that is it, everyone. So let's get hyped, because Gotham is back any day now, March 1st. In case all of you didn't know, it is going to be a mad back half of the season. I believe this is going to mark the best season yet of Gotham. I've already basically said that. But apart from that, guys, I've been me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.